Hey, folks. Welcome to Friday night. It's post Christmas. Just kind of chilling out here and going to do some cutting here tonight. And sometimes you guys like to watch how I do things here. So I thought I'd come on and just throw the chat open. I was going to play something, but I'm just kind of tired today. I don't know why. I was out chopping ice today trying to clear the driveway. And that's kind of what I did today. I didn't even get to the gym or anything today. Oh, I played some early baseball. So some early morning baseball. So I did do that. And yeah, just kind of chill out here tonight. Just making sure that everything looks okay. Sounds okay. I think we're all right. Okay. So let me bring this in right here and show what we got going on. And let's swap that out. Can I? Well, I'm supposed to be able to drag. There we go. So that's what we got going on here. I'm just going to be doing some cutting of the cards here, if you will. And I'm going to be using that for my Al Wilson thing here. And I need to make sure that I have the right size. These are the ones that come with it. These are the nice hard plastic ones. But I made these. I couldn't get the color exact. I tried and I tried and I tried. And I could not get a blue. Oh, do you know what I need to do? I need to make it East and West too, in case I do any kind of all-star games like we did back in the day. I played an all-star game once. It was kind of fun. I used APBA to do it. And Charles is going to be watching the Avs tonight. So enjoy the game. And Ron comes by. I hope Ron's feeling better. And you can hear me loud and clear, which is good because I've been having some issues. Carrie comes by. Thank you so much. And he's got the Blue Jackets game coming on tonight. I might listen in bed. I was going to play something tonight because I have some things I need to get. I want to wrap up my 79 project. We had a terrific, as you saw, we had a terrific game. Well, not a terrific game 5, but game 5 rounded out my series. Well, let me do this. Let me see how much I have to cut here. So I'm pretty close. So I just need to shave a little bit off of each side here to make this work. So we're going to put this on and we're going to bring that in just a smidge. Okay, so here is that. And then let's try. Let's see here. We're going to bring this in and we're going to bring in just a smidge. Just a smidge. All right, let's try this. Let's see how this looks when we cut up a couple of here. And Robert's, Ron's feeling much better. All right, cool. I like to see that. Let me see right here. Chat room's bouncing around here. Michael comes by. Mike, I was watching some of your baseball game today. The that thing you're doing with History Making Baseball, that was a premiere today. I was watching some of that earlier. All right. So what do we think? What do we think? Do we have it? Do we have it? Yeah. All righty, we're in. We're in. So we have success here. We do have some success so far with some of these things here. Oh, and who else we have? Robert says, playing some APBA hockey, 82-83 Islanders at Quebec. Oh, that should be a good one. Islanders at Quebec. I need to put some APBA hockey back on the table. Any chance of some payoff pitch tomorrow? Maybe. I almost played some season ticket baseball tonight. I was reading the new magazine come out, St. Patrick's Sports Sim magazine. I was reading the new issue today on my iPad, and they were talking to St. Patrick about the football game and about his baseball game. It got me itching to play season ticket baseball. So I might be looking to do some of that pretty soon. That was a fun game. I remember I played a lot of that when it first come out. I need to get back to it. Gotta be real careful with some of these here. It's not so much the height as it is the width. Let me just do a quick spot check here. Make sure I'm still on. And I'm still in. Yep, there we go. Yeah, it's not quite the same color, but that's okay. A little different will make it stick out a little bit. So I think we're okay. Mike, yes, I did see that the tables. I sent it off to a couple of people today that were asking, and I might start thinking about ordering the digital to dice one too. So yes, so thank you for getting that information. I got to think about coming down and doing a quick setup down there with the computer and the cameras and see if I can get everything to work down there with the TV and all that stuff. So I got some work I got to do before the show. But we have I think we have 25 paid people now. We had a few more this week. So that list is growing. So I'm getting confident we'll be able to pull that off. I think even if we have what we have right now, we should be close enough to make it work, I think. I think. These are all the teams I probably will never play. Dallas, Arizona, Columbus. Sorry, I just don't play any of these teams. California, I will play, right? I will be playing California. I thought about playing some shootout hockey tonight and trying to use this. But instead, I'm going to cut these up because I haven't cut these out yet. So let's cut these out so I have them. All righty. Will we see the Seals? Yes, we will see the Seals play here on the channel at some point. Okay. So this is okay, so that's good. So you talked to the manager and he said anytime we want to test them things, let them know. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Probably after the holidays. I gotta see what I got coming up here. If there's any any weekends that work better for me, or even any days actually. I'm gonna be getting crazy for a bit, but maybe in March, like when the play-by-play settles down. So here's this. Take some of the off of that end. That looks about right. And then I'm gonna take just a little bit off of this end. All right. So here is that fancy cutter, says Frank. Yeah, this is a Fiskars, and it's something I use quite a bit actually when I'm doing my cutting. It just works out really nice, and you can buy these things here. Just pop out, and so I got a few of these, so I can get a nice new blade in there, and so I can do all my cutting when I need to. I just can't see that black line on the dark blue very well. So I'm kind of just guessing when I slide it over there that I'm going to catch it just right, But yeah, I'll come down, Mike. We'll have to go out to dinner or something like that and hang out and run some tests, and I'll have to jump in the pool while I'm down there, that's for sure. Maybe I'll spend the night just to kind of get away. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer than it is now. Holy cow, I was out there trying to get rid of some of the snow and ice. We had that snowstorm and then it froze. It's just like, come on. It's like you don't mind snow in December because usually we'll get some 30 to 35 to 40-degree days and it'll kind of go away. It went right down into the teens, and that stuff is just sticking around. And it's just like, come on. So it just as you know, if you're out here in New England, that snow is just not going away, and it's freezing, and it's just the only way to get rid of it is to really put a whole bunch of salt down. And I hate to do that sometimes, but I might have to. So I'll have to give this a whirl at some point here. I was going to do it tonight, but I wanted to cut out the names. Is what I wanted to do. And getting ready for Tuesday night. That's going to be New Year's Eve. That's going to be our chat. We did it last year and had people on. That was a lot of fun. I'm kind of hoping it'll be a lot of fun again this year. So again, stop by, say hi. If you got a camera and a microphone, you want to jump on, we might be, in fact, I know we'll be inviting people on. So all you got to do is have a microphone and a camera, jump on 5-10 minutes, say hi. We had a lot of people on last year. Worked pretty well. People jumping on and off. It was a good time. And it was so good. People said, let's do it again. So I think we'll do it again. And it's oh my gosh, how are you surviving? It's 65 degrees in San Diego. How are you surviving? Uh, yeah, hopefully the game's a good one for you. Thanks for coming by, Charles. Fenner, back home from vacation. Happy early new year to you, too. Thanks for coming by. I'm just cutting up some of these things here and trying to see if I can get them to fit. So far, I'm doing pretty well. I still can't get blue to print. Like, I was a long time in the graphic program trying to get this blue, and I couldn't get it to print for the life of me. I either got aqua like this, or I got deep, deep blue like this. And I played with the settings and the color. I mean, I was trying everything, and this is as close as I could get. It was quite unbelievable. Actually, the problem I had getting this to cut, it was something else. I mean, to print out, it really was. It was something else. All right, so I think I'm going to come this way now. So we'll go just inside the line like that. So here's that. And Enzo, oh, don't rub it in. Don't rub it in, Enzo. It's 78 in Florida. Come on, come on. I know you guys have it rough when it's below 79 degrees. You know, I don't know how you do it, but you do. And oh, you just bought the football stadium and timer from Al, the one I use on season ticket football games. Yeah, I used that for APBA too the other day. It works so good. It just does such a good job. Okay, no, I can't. I got to be smart about this. I can't cut it all the way down because I'll have nothing to push with. I've done that before too. I've just done some things that aren't that smart. All right. So here's that. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. And hopefully that'll work. I think I cut it too tight. I don't want to cut too close. We'll see if they work. Yeah, the football stadiums for Al great. I really like them. And Fenna says he likes the cutter. We're getting Stone Cold back out tonight. It's 22-23 tournament play. Nice. Yeah, this is a Fiskars. I don't know. I might have two of these. I forget. I bought some corner cutters and some Fiskar cutters here because I used to, it wasn't scissors that I used, but I forget what I used. And I was like, oh, forget it. Let me just get this thing here. It'll be so much better. All right, so here goes nothing here. It's kind of fun, but it's also kind of a pain in the neck sometimes to cut all these little things down. But these are all the things that you see on the channel, and this is how it's done. It's not a lot of glamorous stuff going on behind the scenes. It's kind of like a Hollywood studio. If you've ever seen a Hollywood studio, it's like, oh man, that's I'm not impressed. And that's kind of how this is too. Oh yeah, the model trains guy around the layout. Yeah, my buddy Ray with Around the Layout podcast. That thing's getting huge. His podcast is getting huge. At some point, he might be able to do that as his full-time job. He's doing quite well with it. I think he's got a bigger audience than we do. So he started after us. I'm like, how you got a bigger audience than us? But I think he's just there's more people doing the trains than are doing what we're doing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But he's doing quite well. He's got, I don't know if he does a show or two a week, but he's got guests, and oh man, he's going nuts. See if I can get this one on here. The width is, I mean, the height is not so much the problem as it is the width, because it's got to fit in there, and it can't be loose. But if I cut it crooked, then it's going to sit crooked. It's going to look stupid. All right, so does that do? Let's spot check some more here. So let's spot check Hartford. All right, that works. And how about Atlanta? Yep. All right. So they seem to be working pretty well. We got 2 sheets to go here. Oh, let's see who else is in the chat. Oh, Barbara comes by. Hi, Barbara. We're cold here tonight. It's 28, so it's better than 10. But it's still cold out. I got a little bit of a melt today, so I went outside and took advantage of the sun and started chipping away at the ice. And sometimes if you just chip enough of it, it'll melt a little bit, and then the next day you chip a little bit more, and that's the only way to get it all off the driveway and off the walkway. Because again, we had the snow out of nowhere. We had 5-6 inches out of nowhere, and then it froze. And so I only got so much of it off the ground, and then the rest froze in place, and it's been there for a week now, and we just can't get a melt. We had some sun today, and it was up around 30, but we need a good 40-degree day or a little bit of rain or something to kind of move that stuff along. Here's a team I don't play much, San Jose. I need to play some more San Jose. I like that team there. I think the APBA season of San Jose I bought 91 or 92. There was one of the years, I don't know if it was their first year, if it was the year that they gave Detroit a run and they beat Detroit in 7 games. I have that season. I don't know if that's 92 or 93 or 94, but it's one of those. All right. I do have a bag over there. All right. So I have a bag and everything. I could bag these up. And I think I'm not going to check them all. I think if one fits, they'll all fit in the row anyway. Not a team I don't like to play, Carolina. Sorry, it's like this Hartford. It should be Hartford. So many good years of Hartford. And now they're down there in Carolina. Okay, so there's one sheet all done up. Where's my sorry about that. Get my baggie here, and I'll put them in the little Ziploc baggie. Keep them safe. Probably should have got thicker cardstock for these, so they won't bend on me. But these, what these remind me of? If I could find old table hockey games, sometimes they had scoreboards and they had these little guys here, and you could just slide those in. So it's kind of the same thing, actually. I don't know if that's what I was going for, but those little table hockey games, and you had the little names that you could slide into the scoreboard. That'd be kind of neat. Let's see in the chat room here. Alan, I'm impressed with my cutting. And no matter how careful you are, you cut off part of the card. Yeah, I mean, I have these big lights here, so it's lighting up all around it. The thing I'm having a problem with this one is there's a little black wire that goes underneath, and I don't know if you can really see it or not with the glare, but there's a black wire. That's what you're cutting on, and it's fine except when you're going over the dark part of it, and there's no guide. That's the hard part. We're gonna be broadcasting from the convention if all goes well. What I do is I need to get down there, and I'm gonna meet with Mike down there and test it out and bring my laptop and do a dry run to see if we can get it all to work. And we're going to do that. I'm going to do it just like I did from the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's what I'm kind of hoping to do, is something very similar. And no, there wouldn't be any charge for that. We would just kind of stream it, and we would just, do what we did at the Hall of Fame, and just kind of show off what we have, and try to make it fun for as many people as possible to watch it and tune in. And that was fun. The Hall of Fame, I think, was a good time, because I got to show a nice view of like all the people there, and then people come over to the table and the whole bit. So probably do something very similar to that. I know I'm going to get Ron involved somehow, so we'll have him on so people can maybe talk to him, or we can have him talk for a bit. It all depends on how the setup goes. If I can hook everything up to the TV, we get a nice big screen. We can do a lot of pretty cool things. If the internet's strong enough, we'll go live. Otherwise, we'll just have to record it. So I'm kind of hoping the internet will be strong enough to go live. So I need to get on there and talk to them about that, and do a couple of tests. Maybe we'll record a show from down there, or I'll definitely broadcast live from down there, kind of like a pre-gaming here a couple months before. We'll see. Old time hockey, Eddie Shore, Joe Blake. Yep. And tonight's game's not on altitude, so you can't watch. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, I appreciate World War's game. I know that that's something down the line, to do. But I would hate to try to charge for something like that, first of all, and second of all, if I'm at the mercy of the internet. So if something were to happen and people, like the Tyson fight, if people tuned in to see that and couldn't get it to work, they'd be pretty upset. So I'm not sure if I'd want to attempt it. And I just think that, like I say, it's just we're just trying to pay for the room. That's all we're doing down there. We're not gonna. I mean, yeah, if 100 people show up and pay, then yeah, we make money. But I mean, what's going to happen is we're going to pay for the room. We're going to probably pay for some sodas and snacks and waters, and we're going to go buy all that stuff and have that in the room and things like that. I mean, and we need to probably buy some badges and a couple of signs. So, by the end of the day, we're breaking even is what we're doing, really. All right. How do I have this? This is good. Yep, that's good. So Chicago's in. And like I said, it was never really to go make any money. The idea was just to kind of get people together, hang out, and just have it not cost us a lot of money. And the closer we get to, 30 or 40 paying people, then the room gets paid and a few other things get paid, and we can just walk away and say, yeah, we didn't lose our shirt at this. Let's do it again. Because that's the thing is, if we come up short and it costs, Mike and I a lot of money, then I'm probably not going to do it again, because, I can't afford it. But I do want to see everybody and hang out. And if it works out well, then we'll do it again, just like that. And I don't think Mike says I'm not going to charge for the streaming. It's just, if we get it up and running, enjoy, and see what you're missing, and then maybe next time you can come and join us. But it's just more or less just kind of hang out and say hi and get some gaming in. I'm going to try to do a little bit more gaming and mingling than I did in Ohio. I really did a lot of broadcasting, and I didn't get to see every game that was there, which is weird because it wasn't a big room and there wasn't a lot of games, but I still didn't get to everything. And I only played a little bit of APBA football. So I really want to do a lot more seeing people and talking to people and playing. I want to play a lot this time and just kind of make it a gaming thing instead of me kind of working the whole time. So I will be doing some working, but I'm not going to spend the whole time behind the camera like I did in Ohio. Not that I minded it at all, but I enjoyed the interacting, and that's what I want to get back to. Let's see, where are we here in the chat room? And Frank likes Hockey Blast. He's at San Diego, Ontario. And he's out there enjoying some live hockey tonight. Fantastic. Yeah, you guys took all the AHL teams and went out west. we had all the ice. We have season tickets out here, and we would see all the teams. We'd see Worcester and Springfield and Providence and Portland, and all the Maritimes would come down. All the teams from St. John's, and St. John had the Flames, and the St. John Maple Leafs and stuff like that. We had a lot of teams come down, and we got to see them all. It was pretty good. And then what ended up happening was everybody went out west, because all the teams out west wanted their farm teams out west. So you guys got all the AHL, and we got ECHL. Or ECHL. And it really wasn't that good. Sorry, it just wasn't. Chris, what's going on, Chris? Good to see you here. And Chris, I had my I don't have them here now, but when I did my APBA football yesterday, I had your teams on the table here. It worked perfect. I had the Vikings and the Browns, the little team card you made me. Those are perfect. I love those. I'm gonna probably get some more of those, depending on what seasons I'm gonna do. It just worked out nice to have those on the table, so you could just have the logos out and the colors. I like that. It's just something I enjoy. And World's Worst Gaming goes, I end up chopping stuff multiple times because things will get held in place with a cutter you have. You have to slam down the arm. Oh, you got one of those big things that you have in a school. Yeah. Wrong Flames. There's only one. Well, no, I like Calgary too. I was going to say I like Atlanta, but I do like Calgary. It's some good hockey weather. Yes, it is. So I'm cutting up some hockey teams tonight, and I'm going to use that for my Al Wilson 3D hockey thing. Probably use it mostly for shootout hockey and Stone Cold. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could really do. Unless there's like a quick play game I could use it for. Oh, you're at 33? Yeah, we're at 28 or 29 right now. Yeah, AHL games, yes. I would like to see some AHL too. And Ray, someone was asking about your podcast here. And so I just told them to head over and check out Around the Layout. And that's your train podcast. It's doing quite well. You'll be the Joe Rogan of train podcasts at some point, I would imagine. Trains and sports are very similar hobbies. I'm sitting here cutting with a fine line these little team names here, and some people will be putting these things on trains. So the hobbies are very, very similar. It's kind of funny how, not funny, haha, but just cool how they're pretty close to each other as far as what we do. We sit in our basements and our garages, and we do things like this. We play games, and we have fun. And it's pretty harmless fun. Yeah. I actually was trying to watch it on my phone that night. I don't know why. I just got the hype. But the thing was, it was a work night for me, I think it was. And I was like, I'm not staying up till 11 o'clock. So I fell asleep, and then I get up, and I would check every now and then, and I could get 2 seconds to play, and it would stop. And then 2 seconds to play, and I ended up going to bed. And I saw everybody on Facebook bitching about it. So I knew it wasn't just me. And I was just like, how can they do that? Now they got football games on Netflix? Come on. We didn't watch any of those on Christmas. We did our Christmas thing, and we had whatever channel was on with the Christmas specials. We're not going to sit there and I don't even think the guy had Netflix. I was over my uncle's house. I don't know if he had Netflix, so it's like I couldn't have watched it anyway. Patriots we would have watched, but the other teams. I mean, no one wants to watch Kansas City anymore because they win every game, and if they don't, the refs make sure they do. And then the other game was okay, I guess, but yeah, to put that on Netflix, come on. Is the game on ESPN2? Oh, interesting. And Chris says, what do you think about me flying you out to Vegas to televise the Vegas baseball tournament? Depends when it is, Chris. I'm not saying no, But it depends when it is. That's the big thing. Is because I got a crazy schedule coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling this year because I'm going to Connecticut for Digital to Dice. I'm supposed to go to Colorado in March for roller hockey. That hasn't been confirmed yet. And I'm kind of hoping it doesn't, but I told them I would do it. And then I got in June, I got Colorado again for play. And then in August, I think if Michael goes, and Michael's going to drive again, I'm going to go with Mike again to the Hall of Fame. If he goes, I'll go. If he doesn't go, I'm probably not going to go. But if he's up for it, that was a fun trip. I would do that trip again. So it depends when it is, and if I can get the time off and the whole bit, and then we can maybe work out some details and figure out what you need me to do, and so yeah. So I'm not saying no. It all depends when it is, and if I can work it out. I'm not a big traveler, but I don't know if anybody read ST. Oh man, ST Patrick. He just released a new Sports Sim magazine. It was great. Holy cow. The I don't know if you can call it the monologue or whatever he does at the beginning. Those things are always great. That's the best part of the magazine is the beginning, a couple of pages where ST talks about things. They are just so good. And this was another one here. I don't exactly remember what it was about, but I remember I was glued to it, reading and Detroit works out pretty well. Okay. Yeah, I was just reading the whole intro, and I was like, man, this is great. Oh, now I know what it was. It was about buying games now and going to conventions now. Don't put it off. Basically, he's saying, don't put it off. You'll regret it. Go now. Buy the season you want to buy now, and just enjoy gaming now because we don't know how long we're going to be around or how long we can do this. So don't put it off for another day. That was the whole message there. And it really rang true. And I was like, yep, he's exactly right. Sadly, he was probably talking about me because he mentioned all the seasons I was thinking about getting. He's like, if you want to buy 81 APBA football, get 81 APBA football. Like, yeah, that's the one I was talking about. so he's probably talking about me. But he made a lot of sense. And they had a whole thing with Clay with season ticket football. I read that. That was interesting. He had a lot of good discussions in the magazine, and I was reading it. We were kind of watching a movie. I was kind of half watching the movie and half reading St. Patrick's magazine tonight after dinner, and it was really I read quite a bit of it, and it was really good. Just all the stuff that he writes in there is really fun to read. So. And I like how he's doing the questions every month. I like that. I told him that's what the Hockey News did, and he should do something like that. So he's doing that now, like a letter to the editor. I still go back and read the old Hockey Newses, and I love reading those. I think those are great. When you're just like, just a question of the month or whatever it is, and get some feedback on that. So I like reading that. Oh, wow. Am I already done? Nice. I'm sitting here chit-chatting with you guys, and I got through all this cutting, and that is that. All right. Okay. So let me just double check these here. So make sure that they fit and they're not too tight and they're not too loose. Minnesota's giving me some trouble here. All right, but it's in. All right, so we have them in. So we have our hockey ready to go. I got most teams. I didn't get everybody done, but I think I got most of the teams I'm going to play. I even did some WHA teams just in case we get some WHA going here on the table. All right, so there's that. So that is that. I got all my trash over here. So let me take that away, and I'll come back and say hi to everybody here. So let's get back to see what's in the chat room. And Fenner says, I know you mentioned you like 1905. You're going to put another Dead Ball game on the channel soon. Yes, Yes. I played that APBA game, 1905 APBA, and I really enjoyed that. It was just I enjoy the names, and I did the Federal League too, and I really enjoyed the Federal League too because it was just so different. And the other thing is when you're playing teams that far back, it's hard to have anybody yell at you for what you're doing wrong. It's like, no, Jim Rice would never bunt, right? Well, back, in 1905, which is what, 119 years ago or something like that. I'm not going to have a lot of people yelling at me that I'm playing somebody wrong. So it's kind of a fail. It's almost like a fictional league at that point because you can just kind of play these guys and you don't even know the batting order sometimes and just kind of play it and having some fun. But yes, I will get more 1905 on here. Yes. And any profit will go towards Digital to DiceCon 2. And that will, yep. And if we make a lot of money, then me and Michael can take limos with some swimsuit girls and get on there, so yeah, if we get a lot of people, we'll be taking limos. Yeah, kidding. Let's see here. And Charles lives in the middle of nowhere. Oh boy. So if it's not on the altitude, then he don't get it. VL coming by. Thanks for coming by. Jeff coming by too. And we're just kind of chit chatting here. I just finished cutting up some teams for my my hockey board that I need to start using here. It's for Hockey Blast, but I think I'll be using it more than likely for shootout and Stone Cold Hockey and other things like that. And you got a guillotine cutter. That would work for some things. It really was. There's a few things that would work really well with that. And sometimes when I do a lot of cutting with this little Fiskar thing, it gets tedious and my hands and my arms start hurting. And I would like to do like 4 or 5 pages at a time with a big cutter. That's when it would come in handy. Because this thing you can do with the thicker stuff, you only want to do 1 at a time. You could probably do 2. It's just not quite as clean as a cut. And then you start screwing up. And you were happy when Cleveland became the Blue Jackets. An AHL game doesn't seem like a bad idea for tomorrow night. And let's see what's going on. If the Patriots want to put on local TV, that makes a lot of sense too. Yeah. Avalanche Force Utah. So that's who's on tonight. You never root for the Chiefs, but you did in that game. I think everybody used to root for the Chiefs until they won 2 Super Bowls in a row and they just got all the calls. And that's just human nature. The Steelers were the same way in the 70s. Nobody liked the Steelers. Nobody liked the Cowboys. And then the Giants had their run and nobody liked them because they were winning all the time in San Francisco. And then there was the Patriots won all those Super Bowls. And as soon as you start winning, people just don't like you. And the more you win, the more people don't like you. And what's going on with the Chiefs this year, where every single game is, 1 score or less, and there's always a controversial call that goes to the Chiefs. Yeah, people don't tend to like that. And then they start to not like your team. Yeah, I won't watch a Chiefs game because I know they're going to win. What's the sense, And if they're losing, then the referees will step in and make them win. That's my opinion. Do I think that's what really is happening? No. But it sure feels like it, and that's my opinion. So, yeah, that is how I feel. And Frank says his cheap bargain basement paper cutter does the job well. That's all you need. He's cut up many fall classic seasons with that thing. Yep, fantastic. And I did those. Yes, I did them on Infinity Publisher, but I couldn't get the blue. I had the blue matched up here, like with my screen, and I print it out, and it comes out wicked dark or wicked light. And I couldn't get in between. I either had sky blue or I had navy blue. I couldn't get royal blue for the life of me. And I was looking up videos and everything. I could not get royal blue to print on my printer. And I had the same thing when I was doing the Play Hockey Blast teams, when I was redoing them, and I designed a couple of seasons just for myself. I still couldn't get the Ranger blue to come out. It was either sky blue or deep navy. It's like, what's going on here? Why will the blue not print like blue, and I still have yet to figure it out. And I don't know if it's the publisher. I don't know if, if I try something different, if it'll print the blue better. It could be the program. I don't know. I know that, you don't always get what you see when you print. I get it. But yeah, that drove me nuts. Yeah, I suggest that we stop in at Barbara's place again on the way home. That was fun. That was a nice break. We drove, I think, one stop maybe. Then we drove all the way to Barbara's house and we took a little break and had lunch and sat around and petted the dog and the whole bit. That was fun. That was a nice break from the ride. It really was. That really was. So yeah, that could be on the list again. And you're going to St. Patrick's event in April. Nice, nice. I won't be able to go to that one. I'm already preparing the leagues, telling them they're going to be missing a couple of weekends of Friday and Saturday hockey. They're not going to be happy about that, but not much I can do about it. Yes, yes, yes. You will feed us again. Yes, you will. That'd be a fun time. Joshua comes by. Thanks for coming by, Joshua. And you had 1981 football many years ago in the 90s. I bought the new one there. The other one I want to get, like I say, reading that magazine with St. Patrick, it's got me convinced. I want to get 77. I want to get 77 for APBA football. They just released it. I didn't pick up 70, and I didn't pick up 80. But 77, I'm tempted to get. Even though it takes forever to play APBA football, and I have plenty of seasons, and I could never play them all because the game takes too long, but there's still some games I would play. And that game the other day, that 75 Minnesota-Cleveland game, that was, an hour to set it up, 3 hours to play it, because I was talking to you guys while I was playing it in the whole bit and was taking my time. So I got 4 hours out of that set already. Don't know if I got my money's worth or not, but man, I had a good time. And I still have the set, and I can go back. It's not like I used it up and I can't use it again. It's not like I rented it. Excuse me. I can go back and play any other team I want with that. And that's the fun part about it. And I did have fun. I had so much fun playing that. I almost played it again today. I almost pulled it out again tonight, but a little tired today. So let me see about tomorrow. I get friends coming over tomorrow in the afternoon. So if I play something, it won't be a big game like APBA football. But maybe Sunday, I need to get at least one more game. And I said I need to play some APBA football. I've only played the one game, so I want to play more than that. I really do. While I have the time. Oh, I got a Stingers t-shirt somewhere too, Frank. Sometimes I wear it here on the channel. I do like the Stingers, yep. And there is something satisfying about a pile of paper trimmers. Right? Sometimes. Right? Like this pile right here that I'll be putting away. Right? I'll be doing that. All right, Alan, I gave you some motivation. Just cut up the offensive, defensive play cards for season ticket football success. Yes, I have that right here, actually. I'll show you that. I love that. I love that. All right, hang on a sec. Let me get rid of my mess. Hang on a sec. All right, let's see if I have them here. Yes, I do. Yeah, see, I like this. I liked how I did that. It's just, I just like, and I rounded the corners. And so now when I play it, I can be like, okay, inside run against short pass. And I have everything right here. And I do like that. I like that everything's right here. And it just works for me. How I can just put the things down. I have, the offense on one side and then the defense on the other side. And I got my pressure card and my play selection card. So I have all the cards right here to play the game. And so all I need to do is put these on the top. So it's like, okay, short pass, bump and run. Good. Boom. There we go. What's my roll the dice? Get my play selection, short pass, bump and run. And there we go. Oh, it's not a short pass. It's going to be a draw play. And that way there, you never forget what the play is because it's always on the top and it's always right here. So, yeah, I cut up mine too. And I really like that I did that. I actually thought about that. And then rounding the corners, I don't know. I think rounding the corners kind of worked out kind of nice, I think. So, but anyway, so yeah, so I did that. Just rounded the corners, and for me, it works out well. And especially when I stream a game too, I can have those out, and it just looks kind of nice. Not everybody did that, but I did, and kind of worked out for me. And Michael, all right. So Michael played his first APBA baseball game today. Oh, 95 Braves and 95 Red Sox. I was looking to get 95. I almost did because I want to play the Red Sox. And I was going to do the same thing. I was going to do Braves and Red Sox. I want to see if the Red Sox went to the World Series, how they would have done against the Braves. And the Braves won 3-0. Maddox, Clemens, yeah. That's going to be fun. I almost got that season too, but I wanted to get the extra guys, and it would have been like over $100. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that yet. So I picked it up in season ticket, and Payoff Pitch doesn't have it, but I do have it in season ticket. So I was going to do that. And Fenner's got a question here. Do you play the timing in season ticket football, the basic mode, or the yellow die? Timing in the 2 minutes seems to be my issue. When it comes to timing for any game, whether it's season ticket, second season, APBA football, Solitaire Pro, all the full play games, I wing it. I don't get too caught up in the timing thing. Normally what I do is in the first and the third quarter, every kicking play that's not aside from a kickoff that's a touchback, but any kickoff with any kicking play with a return and even a field goal is 15 seconds. Every other play is 30 seconds. That's the first and the third quarter. Okay. Second quarter, same thing till around 2 to 3 minute mark. So if I think a team is trying to drive to getting scoring range, then I kind of abandon that and I kind of go and use my best guess. So in other words, if you're running it on the outside, I might roll to see if you get out of bounds. If you get out of bounds, the play is 10 seconds. If it's not, then maybe it's 20 seconds, something like that. So I kind of wing it. And then at the very end of the game, if it's a close game in the fourth quarter, and I feel like when it's like under 5 minutes or under 4 minutes, I feel like a team is really trying to hurry it up, then it's not going to be 30 seconds every play. If they're throwing a quick pass and it's incomplete, maybe I go 5 to 10 seconds. So I kind of get a little bit more realistic with the timing when I get closer to the end of the half, and especially the end of a close game. Because it's just, some people do it differently, and that's fine. But I just find that if I'm going to go, you get 2 minutes left and it's 30 seconds to play, you got 4 plays. You're going to get a lot more than 4 plays in the final 2 minutes. So, again, first and third quarter, I kind of just play that out just to kind of get those quarters out of the way. And then I get a little bit more picky at the end of the half, and then very picky at the end of the fourth quarter. And even doing that, you still get in about the same amount of plays as they did in real life. So I figure that kind of it works its way out. So do I have a set way of doing it? No, I kind of go by feel. Now, in this last game, when it was Minnesota-Cleveland, when it was 35 to 10 or whatever it was, late in the game, there was no sense to hurry up. There was no sense to call a timeout. There was no sense to, get up to the ball and spike it. I didn't need to. It's just the game was a blowout. So I just kind of went with the 30 seconds of whack and just kind of ran out the game. So for me, I go different every time. I just go by feel. And some people like to have a set way of doing it, and that's fine. For me, things gonna be different. I think what game was it that you roll? I know Solitaire Pro, you roll to see if they get out of bounds, or you look at the whatever to see if they get out of bounds. There's a way to determine if they're out of bounds in Solitaire Pro, and I think the OGuard site, OGuard 62. I believe that there was a little chart in there that talked about trying to get out of bounds. So if you were trying to get out of bounds on a pass or a run, you roll the dice, and I think 1 to 4, and you get out of bounds, and 5 and 6 you didn't. So you had a better chance of getting out of bounds if you wanted to, but there was a small chance that you didn't get out of bounds either, and that would determine how much time ran off the clock. So I get into the end of the halves in the quarter and the fourth quarter. I really kind of manipulated a little bit, but I'm fair. And Ron talked about that today too. I was talking to Ron about something, and we were talking about how, what games I was going to play up for my upcoming baseball series. I'm like, well, I want to stick with something I know because I don't want to mess up. He goes, I mess up all the time. In computer games, you can't mess up, but cards and dice, you can. And the thing about it is, as long as you're trying to be fair, and this is what he said, it made a lot of sense. He says, if you're trying to be fair and you screw up, you didn't do it on purpose, and you didn't do it to make a certain team win or lose. It just was an honest mistake, and you're trying to play it down the line, but you made a mistake. And that made a lot of sense. And it made me feel better. It's like, something, you're right. I feel like I come on the table here and I play it fair. Again, do I want some teams to win? Yeah. But it doesn't make any sense to cheat and make them win. That's just, again, it doesn't matter. It's a game. It's a fake game on a table that no one else cares about. So, I mean, just play it the way you want. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But as long as you're being fair, then I have a clean conscience knowing that, hey, okay, I screwed up. And I've done that a few times, even while live. And people are like, oh, you did that, you missed that, and did that, and it cost somebody a run or a first down or a goal. It's like, oh, yeah, probably did. Yeah, well, so then you just say, hey, the referee blew the call. So. And Charles says, when I'm cutting cards, I do one at a time for better accuracy. And after doing a season of something, my shoulder hurts. Oh, yes. I've gotten plenty of that. I've got plenty of those, And Dufferman says he has the red issue. My reds don't print out dark enough. Yeah, my blues are terrible. My reds are not that bad, but it could be the program. I should really try another program now that I'm thinking about it. I should probably put something in another graphic program and just see if it prints it out, Or maybe, I didn't even think of that, export as a PDF and bring it into somewhere else. I just don't know why when I see a certain blue on the screen, that no matter what I do, I tried 19 shades of blue and I still couldn't get Ranger Blue to print on my printer. And I know it should print. It should be there. I tried light blues. I tried dark blues. Couldn't get it. And let's see. And Stick Tap comes by. He's doing his multi-engine 1976 MLB replay. Expos and Mets using his new payoff pitch set. Very nice. Payoff pitch is very fun. Yeah, we did. We had a good time when we stopped by. That was just something we did on the way. I was like, wait a sec. We're going like right by your exit. It's like, no joke. It was right by your exit. It was, 10 or 15 minutes off the exit, but it was, we didn't really have to go too far. And I bet if we did it again, it's probably an easier way to get on and off the highway. So, and Fenner says he went to a model train museum on his vacation, and he's researching model trains. More hobbies. Yes. John comes by. Thanks for coming by, John. AP joining the chat. And we're just kind of hanging out here. I just cut up a whole bunch of names. So if you guys are late, this is what I did tonight. I cut up all these names for my hockey scoreboard in blue so I could play some hockey. What a night. I don't know if this game 4, I had Orioles and the Angels in APBA, something that never happened to me before in APBA. Let me just show you this real quick. So So what ended up happening here? It was 6-4. Okay. Angels, game 4. Angels win, and they go to the World Series on my desktop. I go to the ninth, and DeCinces singles, and I think he stole the base. Oh, I'm sorry, Dower. Dower was up. Dower singled. What was it? No, DeCinces. I'm sorry, DeCinces. He singled and got to another base. Dempsey singled him home, so that got in a run. So now it's 6-5. This guy walks. A fielder's choice here by Garcia sets up first and third with 2 outs. We get the ground out and the fielder's choice. So it's first and third with 2 outs. They need 1 out to go to the World Series, right? And also on the fielder's choice, he scored. I'm screwing this all up. So they tied it up. So it's 6-6. They need to get out of the inning. I got Garcia on third, and this guy here, Renicky, on first. Murray's up, and then I rolled a double steal. If you can believe it. So they needed 3 runs to take the lead, and they got 3. This guy scored, and Garcia scored on a double steal. So there were 2 outs, and they were trying to get that run to get into the bottom of the ninth with a tie, and I had a double steal. I've never had a double steal, and I had a double steal in APBA baseball. First time I've ever had a double steal, and that was the game-winning run, which forced Game 5, but the Angels destroyed him anyway. But that's the kind of fun we have. That's the kind of fun that we have. And when I watched me play before, he says, no way, but after me watching use the cards, I'm not sure what card you're talking about, but hopefully, the corner rounder. Yeah. My payoff pitch cards, I rounded the corner on too. The set that I made, which I'm debating whether to use that for my 79 replay or not, because that's the season that I did everyone. So I might do that. I almost ordered 79 for payoff pitch during Black Friday, but I got 2 other seasons. And I was like, well, I've already kind of done my 79 playthrough, so I don't know if I want to buy that season just for the playoffs. My digital to dice mug and my decaf coffee, which is cold. That's all right. And Joshua says, how do I round the corner so nicely? I have a corner rounder. Let's see if I can get my corner rounder. Where is my corner rounder? It's way over here. Hang on a sec. Yep, here it is. So this is the corner rounder. Alrighty. And let me show you what it does here. So it's got 3 settings. It's got a large, a medium, and a small, and you just stick it in there. Alrighty. And just press down. So if you want a smaller round, it's this side. A medium round, it's this side. And a large round, it's this side. And you just start, you do a couple of tests and you see what you like. And for me, depending on which size card I'm using, I want a different round. So, I'll just do a test, and do I like this? I'll test all 3 to see which one looks the best. And honestly, I don't remember. I think on the big card, I must have used the big round on the bigger cards because it just looks better with a nice big round arc. And then on smaller cards, you use a smaller one. But yeah, you just stick it in and pinch it down. And after doing a lot of them, though, your hand hurts because you're pushing down over and over and over and over, and your shoulder hurts and your hand hurts. But so that's how they work. Yeah, a corner rounder. And Alan just unwrapped the Fiskar corner cutter, which I've not used yet. Hopefully it won't mess up the cards. This is that's who makes this one. Something Pro. Katamaro Pro. I saw this one. They recommended this on a print and play Facebook group. They were talking about corner rounders, and they said this is the one to get, the Kadomaru Katamaro is what they call it. So that's the one I got, and it works out pretty well. And AP's doing okay. It's good to see. And yeah, the Sunstar, yeah, Kotamaro, if that's what you call it. Yeah. And AP likes the Seals hat. Thank you so much. And he's actually going to pick up a press corner rounder, about $100, but you can do an inch of paper at a time. Yeah, I've seen those big machines at different places, and it's wild just how they just do the corners. My buddy's worked at a printing press, and he actually did a bunch of my hockey bones. I ordered the PDF and wanted to try him out. I said, "Look, can you make some hockey cards for me?" And here's the PDF. And so I sent him the PDF, and he printed and cut it and cornered them for me. And I wanted to see how they compared to the drive-through cards. They were a lot less expensive, but I think that I would rather go with the drive-through cards. But for a season I haven't even played yet, it was fine testing them out. And so he did the corner rounding too with all that machinery. It's pretty wild. And Maddox pitching replay for 1995 is a product down the road. Fantastic. All right, so you're in late July. Okay. Let me take a look at that, because that would mean I'd be traveling June, July, and August. Let me see when that is, because we have our summer hockey playoff sometimes, and I got to see when that is. But I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. On the Turf has out of bounds. Yep, a lot of games have out of bounds, and you can kind of decide what you want to do with that. And the corner link, yep. Look for the corner thing. Yes, and he's going. He's 10,000 punches, and he counts them too. He counts those punches. So, yep. And AP likes cards and dice games that have a computer help or Excel help. Yes. Yep. Exactly. I like those too. And John's working on 81 payoff pitch double elimination tournament. How are you doing that, by the way, with 81? Is that the season that they had two halves? I almost got 81 for payoff pitch, so I could do the same thing. I could play like playoffs between the first half and the second half. I almost did, but I didn't. That's something at another point I could pick up. And Keith comes by. Hi, Keith. And he has that same corner cutter. Yep. Charles says if he ends up liking payoff pitch, he'll get one of those press corner rounders. Yep. I'll show you. Hang on a sec. Let me get my payoff pitch. I'll show you my payoff pitch. Hang on 1 second here. So let me show you my payoff pitch here. Let me just go get the card so you can kind of compare to what I did. So they're very different, actually. So let me zoom in here and show you what we got. So these are the payoff pitch stock cards, and these are the ones I did for 79. So as you can see, they're a little different in size. Now that could just be me, but you can see that the ones I printed are a little bit bigger and a little bit wider too. So now again, it could have just been how I did it, but I ended up printing them all and cornering them all too. So you can see this is what we have here. And if we just take a look at some of the things here. So I ended up putting the logo on them all too. In fact, when I did my PDF, it didn't have these colors here, if you can believe it. And I liked what I saw here. Like, I like how, when I come over here, I got some color. And that's what I like. So I ended up in Photoshop going into every page and every player and figuring out how to put this shade behind it. So I have a green, a yellow, and a blue. And I can see how the blue, not a problem here in Photoshop, but for whatever reason in Infinity Publisher, I couldn't get the blue to print as I wanted to print. But I got it pretty close. You can see the green and the yellow and the blue. I got it pretty close. So I slid this behind every set of numbers and printed it out to get it to look like this. And then again, I put the logos on there. That's me. So these were the PDFs that I did, and it took me a long time because every single page I was sliding these color things over there. Now I don't know if they're all like that. That's one thing I don't know if every single one of them is like that. But the seasons that I got were. I'll see if I can show you those seasons there. So this was So yeah, so let me see if I can show you this. Hang on one second. So let me back that up. So that's the difference between what I did. All right. And so that's what I did compared to their stuff here. Now, let me see if I can share my screen here. So this was so you can see here. You see how on Billy Smith there's the green, but the green was not here, and the yellow was not here, and the blue was not here. So I ended up dropping all those in myself on the batters. So this is 79. I had to do that for every single player in 79 is to extend that green over here, like you saw. And so that was my introduction to printing and cutting and the whole bit. And I mean, it's like I say, I would drop the logo like right here is where I put the logo. Then over here, I had to put a smaller logo and the whole bit. So I got logos on them all. But so yeah, that's kind of what I did when I did that there. And it took me a long time. Now let me just double check to see if anybody else yeah, so they're all like that. All the PDFs, at least that I have, they don't have the color that goes all the way over there like that. Let's see, how about 86? Yep, no, they don't have the color like that. They just have the first part of the color. So so I added them all, and again, I prefer, when I play, I like to have the color over here, and I think a lot of the other seasons do that. This is 1889. So, but some of the other ones I just like better. But anyway, I did print out 79, the entire thing, every player, putting all the colors in there. I just was nuts, and then rounded the corners like APBA. This payoff pitch doesn't have rounded corners, so that's kind of what I did. And yes, it was fun. Took me a long time, but Fenner says my next baseball game, payoff pitcher strat. And you just love putting me on the spot like this. Depends what you want. It depends what you want. Strat, you can play basic, advanced, or super advanced. So that's one of the advantages to strat is that you can play as you like. I like playing basic. I just think it works better for me. It feels like APBA basic, and I like it, and it flows for me. I've played advanced. It's okay. It slows me down quite a bit because I'm always checking lefty righty, and I'm checking to see what the pitcher is and the batter is, and it slows me down. But you get a little bit more variety with it. But if you're playing just advanced, you have to ignore the super advanced stuff, and that gets confusing too. The advanced fielding confuses the heck out of me. So I stick with strat basic because I like that. At some point, I might bump it up. I don't think I'll ever play super advanced on my table. I play it on the computer. But for me, I like the basic, and it works well. Payoff pitch. It's not basic. There's kind of one mode to play. Now, you can use the fast action cards if you like. And there's a couple of optional running things you can do too. And then there's some optional stealing methods in the whole bit. So, but it gets more involved than APBA Basic and Strat Basic. But as far as which one you'd like, it all depends. I mean, the great thing about payoff pitch is you get everyone. Everyone that played, you get. Whether they played a game or 2 games they play. I think the only players you don't get are the players that didn't hit. So if somebody come in and pinch run, somebody pinch ran like 1 game, you probably won't get him. And there was a couple of playoffs where someone didn't play in the regular season and got in on the playoffs, and I heard a couple of guys like that weren't carded either. But it's like, how do you card a guy that hadn't played all year? So it's really got to be an extreme fringe type of player not to be carded in payoff pitch. But you're going to get everyone for the most part. That's what I like about payoff pitch. Is, you know me, I like to play everybody. And I get frustrated when I go to Strat or APBA and I go to look for somebody and they're not there. And it's just like, well, that kind of stinks, because I was, now I can't play the game as I wanted to play it. Hockey Bones is the same way. They have everybody. So when I want to play a unique player that only played a couple of games or a handful of games, I go to Hockey Bones, because I know APBA's not going to have that player, most likely. But that's the great thing about it. We have all these choices, so we can play any game that we want to play. So payoff pitch is going to be a little bit more complicated, a little more advanced. Not hard, but just a little more going on than, say, Strat Basic and maybe even Strat Advanced. But it all depends on what you like. I like how payoff pitch works. I like their system, and that's why I bought a couple more seasons from them and like to support Joe and the whole bit. So that is that. And let's see here. 81 is the strike season. Yep. And he just takes the total records and season. That's kind of neat. Jeff says try replay baseball. I enjoy the computer, but I tried the tabletop version of it, and I wasn't too crazy about it. I like it on the computer. It handles all that stuff, but I wasn't too crazy about the cards and dice version. Just me. And when he rounded his printed 72 set for payoff, I used a small rounder on the Sunstar. They look great, and I won't crunch the corners, which always happens when they're sharp like that. Yeah, I do like the rounded corners. They look nice. Like, say what you will about the APBA cards, they look nice, though. APBA cards just look so nice with those corners rounded. They really do. I don't know if I'd want the payoff pitch cornered. I mean, I'm looking at these right here. I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to round them. It'd be a lot of work, that's for sure. And I just don't know how they would look. They might look great. Some people have done it. Maybe I'll take a team. Maybe I'll take this 1889 Indianapolis team and try that, see how it looks. All I know is when you're rounding the corners, it's 4 corners a card. So if you got 30 cards, that's 120 cranks. And it's just, oh, man. Yeah. And Jeff says he lets the game play itself, taking most decisions out of the equations. Yeah. I find the game to be midway between APBA Basic and Master. I've never played the Master version. I appreciate the cards. They didn't come out too bad. The cards that I printed and did, not too bad. The other thing too here, let me show you. Let me zoom in again, and there is a little difference here between the cards I did on the PDF and then the regular ones. Let me get a newer season. Let me get something a little newer. Hang on. All right, so let me take a look at this here. All right, so we have the PDF cards that Dave did that I extended the colors. Okay, this is all me. And then this is Toronto. So let me find a batter. Here we go. So you can see the difference here between the two cards is here's the PDF and the outs are down at the bottom. They're really kind of jammed in here. Whereas the ones you get from them are different. So again, the outs are on the side. They're a lot easier to read. So if I'm looking for a 36, man, I got to go. Where is the 36? Oh, there it is right here. A 38. You're really digging here because it's all jammed in. Over here, It's really nice. It's 20 to 99 on the side. I really like that. That's why I started to buy more of these and less of these and less printing them, because I like how this is laid out. Now, this is a little bit easier to read. You know, the double play and the steal and the run, that's all jammed in down here, you know. And so then you got your, what's that, your sacrifice and your stolen base. So that's all jammed in down here, but the outs are easy to read. So I like this. I do. So that's kind of a difference between the two sets there, is just how they're laid out. I kind of like the stock ones a little bit better myself. That's just me. I find it's easier to get the outs. And also, for some reason, my ballparks are wider than the cards, so they don't really fit that well. I have to trim them down a little bit more. So, the seasons are, what are they, like $40? So it's like you get every player for $40. I'm going to do that rather than sit and pay $10 and then try to print them all out and then cut them and corner them. It's like, man, that took me weeks. It really did. So I go with, lately, I used to be PDF man and run down the staples or print them out here and enjoy the process of it. Now I try to buy them from the stock. You know, season ticket I still haven't purchased from Clay yet. I'd like to take a look at his cards, but I like to print my own season tickets. But then again, I haven't printed out full seasons yet either. So that's the other thing. And let me see here. Yeah, then the P&Ps often complain about a file using too much ink. Yes, that is a real thing. That is a real thing. Yeah, they come out nice, but I'd rather get the company to print the cards too. I do too. I'm the same way. I'd rather get the actual cards from the company. You know, even the APBA stuff. I like them better. I don't like to print them out too many more. I don't like to print out as much as I did. You know, the other game I talk about a lot is Pine Tar. And I played a couple of games of Pine Tar and I thought it was great. Except the cards. I don't know if I can show you the cards here for Pine Tar. I don't even know if I have Pine Tar anymore. I don't think I get rid of it. Oh, here it is. So as we're just kind of chatting here tonight, I figure I'll show you this over here. So here is Pine Tar. Okay. And it's just the one chart, which I like. But here are the team cards. I mean, that's too much ink. I mean, I printed out a couple of teams here, but I mean, look at it. I mean, look at how much ink I had to use. And it's a fun game, but I'm not printing out all this ink. You know, that's going to chomp up, just a couple of teams is going to chomp up your cartridge. So, I mean, that doesn't need to be shaded. Okay, keep the red, the blue, and this and that, and keep everything else blank, and you're good to go. Okay, you don't need all this. You don't need to print all that color. It doesn't even look good, to tell you the truth. I just don't like how it looks. You know, you want to put a strip at the top of red, for the Red Sox, do it. But that is just way, way too much. Way too much. So it's a game I don't play because I'd have to print out all these guys and I ain't going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Don't need to be a jerk about it, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's just not going to happen. It's just, if I absolutely love the game and it's the best game ever and had a ton of seasons, then maybe you think about it, but it doesn't have a ton of seasons. It had one season that I wanted and it was a ton of ink to use. So that's kind of the bummer there. Keep the sharp corners intact and they don't look bad. Yeah, I might chomp up some payoff hit, but again, you start doing that and oh man, it kills my arm. Alan says he used the small rounder on season ticket football cards and it came out great. And with his dexterity, that's an accomplishment. Bing! All right. And they look so much better rounded and those corners start to crunch and they won't stack as nice. They also be harder to corner once that happens. Yeah, no, I get it. And okay, and Charles says he prefers that layout too. That's why he went printed. Okay, so I'm not alone in that. Yep. And they're the most reasonably priced cards. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if Apple was that price, I'd have every season. That's why I have more seasons of payoff pitch than I have of anything else, because it's just the cost and the cards are just so good. Ty, what do you say? Ty, what do you say here? You pulled the trigger yesterday on a baseball game I've been eyeing for a while and going to give it a shot. On Deck Baseball. I got a couple of the Pro Best of Team sets. Fantastic. Yeah, Ian's supposed to come to Digital to DiceCon. So he'll bring his game and we'll check that out. And once we annex Canada, shipping, just think about that though. Once we annex Canada, it comes part of the United States, the shipping won't be international anymore. I mean, it's a win-win. Charles picked up Pocket Pennant Run today. That's another one that I enjoy. And the software, it can be frustrating because it has some issues. And just soon you think you're done and you don't have issues, you find an issue. The game itself is so good, though. I mean, you got to give them credit. I wish they would go and the sample cards that came with Pocket Pennant Run. I don't know if it's Pocket Pennant Run 2 or Pocket Pennant Run 3. Like the sample card they had of a couple of teams, they were gorgeous. I would suggest to them that's the way to go. Is offer those cards, either printed or PDF, sell individual seasons with those cards. They were gorgeous looking, but you only get a couple of teams like that. And then the PDFs of every team are very, very generic and they don't look nearly as good, but that's the way they should go with that. I would be gobbling up seasons of Pocket Pennant Run if they had those team cards that looked good, like the samples. They were gorgeous. That's the way to go with that game. It's played on the tabletop. Yeah, you could finally get the company cards instead of paying stupid shipping. Yeah, that's what kind of stinks with that, right? I agree with that. That kind of stinks. But anyway, here. So do we have any football games tonight? Is there anything on the Disney Channel for football tonight? Because they've had football every night this week. So I don't know if they have any Friday night games that are on Disney Plus or Hulu, Paramount Plus. Holy cow. Everything's going to streaming. It's too bad. The poor Bears. Yeah. Yeah. The Bears 6-3. I had some of that on here last night. Somebody was doing a game. I don't know if it was Al or somebody, but I was playing my own games here last night and I was watching some of that and it was just like, I forgot it was on. It was so boring. I forgot it was on. And yes, you want to pick up Apple football, but shipping well over double the price. Yeah. The only thing to really do is, I don't know how close you live next to the border, but if you get relatives that come up and visit you, that's the way to do it. Have them thrown in their suitcase and bring them up and, but even some other shipping here, sometimes I'll look at stuff and it's like, boy, shipping's going to be $20 or $30. It's like, oh man, that just adds to the cost of the game. I get it, but there's not much people can do. I mean, Amazon is the only company that does free shipping because they do billions of dollars a day, so they can do that. But small companies, they're stuck paying the shipping, just the way it is. It kind of stinks. But anyway, so any final thoughts before we wrap up here? I just want to thank everybody for coming by and watch me cut up my my hockey teams. So I got my hockey teams ready to go for my Al Wilson 3D6 gaming hockey thing over there. Gave me a chance to cut those up. So I use my my Fiskar cutter here tonight. And that is that. And my corner rounder. So I got to break these out tonight. Like I said, I don't know if I'll round any of these corners here for payoff pitch. It might look nice. They are nice cards. That's the thing is when you kind of click them here on the table, they sit so nice with the way they are, Let's see if I can get some payoff pitch in. Well, I got to see. I have an appointment in the morning, and then again, I get friends coming on from out of state to hang out with us tomorrow afternoon. So I got to see if there's any time in the afternoon to do anything at all tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but we'll figure out something. If not, then maybe Sunday. And Alan says the only night without NFL football is this week. The only night without no, this is the only night without NFL football this week tonight. Tomorrow night he will suffer with his Cardinals, who are already eliminated. Okay, so tonight's the only night. I got that. Okay. I was watching some of the college here tonight. I might go up and watch a little bit more before I go to bed. Yep, Jeff, thanks for coming by. So hopefully we had a fun little chat here tonight. That's all I wanted to do was come by and say hi and get my my hockey printed out. And maybe I'll get some hockey back here on the channel, showing off the scoreboard, and see if we can have some fun with that. The scoreboards have been fun. They've really been fun. The baseball and the football ones are fantastic. Use them all the time. So anyway, all righty, I'm going to go put some stuff away. I'm going to probably watch a little bit of that college football game, and I will catch you guys later. So thanks for coming by, and hopefully we'll catch you this weekend. Bye-bye.